Hello, I want to talk to you today about what a complete sentence is and what a complete sentence is not, so that when we write them on paper, we have an idea of what should be in our sentences and what sentences are not. So let's talk about complete sentences first. Complete sentences need a subject and a predicate. The subject is the noun that tells what the sentence is about. And the predicate is the verb, and it tells you about the subject in some way, shape, or form. Because there's many different forms of verbs, and we just need to make sure our sentence has that in order for it to be complete. An example here says, Dallas reads every afternoon. Dallas is the subject because it tells who or what the sentence is about. And the predicate is reads every afternoon because it includes the verb and everything else that's going on with the subject of the sentence. And that's just one example. But it is a complete sentence and it does contain our subject and our predicate. But that's not the only thing that we need to be thinking about whenever we're writing sentences. We also need to make sure that our sentences begin with a capital letter and that they end with some sort of punctuation. We need a period, a question mark, or an exclamation point in order for it to be a sentence. So now let's talk about what a sentence is not. So these are not really sentences. The first type of sentence that's not really a sentence is a fragment. It's an incomplete sentence and it's missing a subject or a predicate or sometimes even both, and it doesn't make sense to the reader. So, for example, this fragment says walking through the forest. Well, we don't know who's walking through the forest or what is walking through the forest. So we don't have enough information, and that makes it a fragment. We need to make sure that we have our subject in there so that we have all the information we need and the sentence makes sense. There's also something called run-ons, and that means that it's what somebody tried to make a sentence with, but it ended up with too many ideas, and in order for it to really make sense, it just needs to be split up into two different sentences in order to really make sense. For example, it says, this trail is very scary. I hear lots of strange noises. Well, that really needs to be split up into two different ideas with punctuation, and they didn't do that here, and so that makes it having the end punctuation missing, and that makes it a run-on sentence. And so we don't want those in our writing either. So make sure that whenever you have a chance to write sentences, that they are complete because they have a subject and a predicate, and they end with the correct punctuation and begin with that capital letter. All right. Good luck.